little bit of a dichotomy on a beautiful day in Manhattan Beach where you can enjoy the surf, sand, and fun. You also have to test your grit if you're an AVP pro, because this is Contenders Saturday. It doesn't get any grittier than the sand on Stadium Court. You better get ready as we head off to a men's matchup for the Manhattan Beach Open. The AVP Heritage Series event is where you score your points, where you can earn your right into the league, because we are playing volleyball all fall long. Hi everyone, Cameron Irwin alongside my good friend Kevin Barnett, and we are ready for a matchup. The 9 seed, Billy Allen, Paul Lotman. These two guys are consummate professionals, and they come with so much experience on the court. How can it serve them on the contender side of the bracket?
Well, on the contender side of the bracket, you know you have to win or you go home. That's what's at stake. You either end your day Saturday morning and it's over, or you stay in with a possibility for Sunday. I think the experience comes in with some of the conditions here. The sun just coming out. How do you adjust to the wind picking up? Who do you serve when it comes to your opponent? And for Billy Allen, I think we need to look for him to pick up his offense a little bit. He's hitting 277 through the matches so far. So if I'm the opponent, if I'm Roschitz and his partner, I'm going to serve. Yeah. Yes, I'm definitely going to serve Billy Allen to start.
All right, well, Billy Allen might be the target here. Let's meet all 4 of these fantastic pros. Mark Sherman has your introductions for this Contenders bracket matchup.
Yes, that is right. It is time to meet the teams for our next match, and this is Contenders bracket. This is win or go home here on Survival Saturday at the Manhattan Beach Open. Let's meet the teams. Listen, I am so sorry, Steven, that I freaked you out yesterday. Yesterday, I announced Steven Rochitz as a new father, and he thought I was literally breaking the news from his fiancée, Sarah, who he's getting married to in November, that she was pregnant. But she is not pregnant, as far as I know, but he is a new father to a new dog. Ladies and gentlemen, out of Kansas City, Missouri, I do apologize, Steven Rochitz. And his partner, who is indeed a new father, ladies and gentlemen, just in the last 6 months, out of Kansas City, out of Empire Beach, KC. Let me hear it for Peter Connole. And their opponents, bonjour, Paul. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. He's an Olympian. He's an Olympic coach. We got to hang out in Paris. That was awesome. And he came straight back here. He's like, I haven't been playing. I've only been coaching. I don't know how MBO is going to go. It's going pretty good. Let's keep it rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Mr. Paul Lotman. And his partner, bonjour. Do you speak French, Billy? It seems like one of those things that Billy would just be the guy that speaks French. He's a coach up at Stanford, played his college ball at Cal State Northridge. He was my coach at Santa Monica College. I love you, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Billy Allen.
Billy Allen might be one of the most slippery right-siders in the game. You want to talk about consistency? He's the epitome of it. You said he could be the target in this matchup.
He could be. He's definitely the best writer in the field, I'll tell you that.
He is an author in his own right. Might throw another one, you know?
That's why English is so confusing as a second language. Bear, bear, and bear.
All right, well, they switch sides. You got Billy Allen, Paul Lotman on the left side of your screen, Peter Connole and his partner, Steven Roschitz, on the right side.
Yeah, Roschitz comes in hitting 280, so I would expect him to be the early target along with Billy Allen at 277. And they are working on Roschitz.
A little lefty snap out of bounds for Steven Roschitz, 31 years old, stands at 6'2", out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, originally moved to Texas, now back in Kansas City. He and Peter Connole, partners and business partners, Empire Beach. Trying to bring high-level beach volleyball to the middle of the country. And I love that. You're seeing a ton of growth of the game at purpose-built facilities across America. Not just at the collegiate level, but also places like the Island, which has been around for a while in Denver, and similar facilities throughout America where lots of new people are getting the opportunity to experience what it's like to play volleyball in the sand. And not only the play side, but the camaraderie, the social aspect of this game, which is really where it shines.
Kevin, my only thought in terms of this conversation is where's men's NCAA beach volleyball?
Well, not going to be a thing anytime soon is where it is, unfortunately. But you see the effect that women's is having, both on the field here as well as the possible future Olympians as we lead into LA 28. It is a shame that it can't be applied to the men's side. But I think you're going to see interesting struggles with the men's side indoor right now with the change in scholarship rules and schools having the option to opt in or opt out. We'll see how that affects men's indoor. It's pretty bleak actually for both indoor and out.
Paul Lotman getting in the mix here. He'll be standing up at the net. There's a look at Peter Connole. That set is just tossed all the way to the outside.
Call Connole. No, Cameron? No Game of Thrones for you? Rich and I were all over it yesterday.
I gotcha.
Yeah. There's our ripper down the right side.
Love it.
You know, the better they got throughout their match yesterday when we saw them on stadium, it was the more aggressive they were for Peter Connole and Steven Roschitz.
Connole standing at 6'7". Grew up in Southern California. He's a volleyball and basketball player. Clearly he's got the hops.
Well, yeah, he actually had a basketball career in college.
Played basketball at West Florida. As that's popped over.
Do you have the mascot on that?
I know that's your favorite thing, and it's actually something that I love to do now, but I do not know the mascot.
You don't have the mascot?
Of West Florida.
Okay, well, I have the Argonauts.
There you go.
In West Florida, and then his number 32. So if we had numbers out here on the AVP, I would love to see a 32. It's one of the things the FIVB desperately needs to change. Has anyone over there ever thought about branding or marketing? That if you have everyone wear 1 or 2, there's no opportunity for that? Have you considered it, boys and girls, in Luzon?
You got beef today, man.
Well, it's just dumb. It's just you're missing it. I think I've had this rant before, for sure.
You're just throwing stuff out in the wind.
Well,
out into the ether.
It is going into the ether, that's for sure. No one cares.
Here's a look. Rochitz sending that back down line. He continues to attack that side of the court.
Yeah, and I like the pace of that too, right? You don't have to really hit the ball hard every single time. We saw Connole hit that line shot earlier, but Roschitz here, he's got pace and direction to it. It's not a loopy ball. I like to see him continue to hit it with a little bit of aggression. There's some pace on the set and a line kill for Paul Lotman. Oh, is that your job? My bad.
Solid swing from Paul Lotman, the Olympian from the indoor side of the game. It's back in 2012 for the London Olympics. Took a 5th place with the men's indoor team. What a swing! Into the angle for Connole.
We talked about the pace, but how about some direction? You have to change the direction of the ball at the point of attack. Connole undoubtedly teaching that, and his partner vitally impressed.
Billy Allen patient in his approach. He passes so well. It gives him so much time after that first contact. Connole and Roschitz have had quite the path. This is a Contenders bracket matchup. They won their first round before falling to the 3 seed in Benish and Partain. Tight ball there. Allen's on it and finds the corner.
He does like a little extra time. You see everybody vary the offense, right, with all this pace and push and everything else. If you toss Billy Allen nice and high, his court vision can really pay off.
I don't think anyone has a longer staring contest with their opponent than Billy Allen.
He could probably win against a cat.
Do they even blink?
No. Evil. They're evil.
Says the guy with 6 of them.
Oh, that's... Are you calling me an old cat guy?
10-6.
Buying glitter by the gallon.
and extending the lead here with the net violation. Loving all the camera angles on the AVP this year. Give me some more of that super slow-mo. Chiseling through the block. Both Peter Connole and Steven Roschitz, coaches. Imagine that gives you a nice little advantage and viewpoint when you step back out on the court, as Connole just carves that over the top.
Yeah, it is different when you start to teach the game, and Billy Allen's been doing that for a while. Not only now at Stanford, but also before that with Coach Your Brains Out. Him and John Mayer combining on that podcast, writing a book. He's got books in the fantasy realm. He's got books in the reality and coaching realm. Billy Allen, a prolific writer. He and wife Janelle moving to Idaho for a while. Can't quite handle that pass, and he'll go down as an ace. Moved to Idaho for a while, but recently been back to the Bay Area and moved across the Bay, closer to Stanford earlier this year.
Billy Allen, not only is he a coach, his partner has been putting on the coaching hat as well. Paul Lotman serving as one of the coaches for Andy and Miles. As we all have heard some of the stories as the Olympic journey continued for those two.
It turned into kind of a wild ride.
Speaking of wild ride, Billy Allen finds the tape, sending that ball for a wild ride.
That's known as the Van Winkle.
Did you see the flex down? No one can flex down and hit the tape like Billy Allen can.
Is that even a thing? Has anyone else even tried?
I mean, he's the one that can get away with it if anybody does it.
Really? He's the only one who's ever done it.
Just waiting for the Billy Allen chance to come in.
Billy Allen.
Missing the 3 claps.
There you go. It's like UCLA.
Connole gets stuffed.
Well, he hit that one line earlier. Here, Paul Lotman with a little show and take.
All right, so both teams showing they can go on runs from the
12-9 into the technical timeout.
By 3. At the halfway point of set number 1.
Lotman jumping to his left to take that away.
Paul Lotman has had a fantastic volleyball career out of Long Beach State. Made it to a Final Four. Was even the MVP.
Chicago, as always, on Labor Day weekend.
Co-player of the year.
And I hope you're going to make sure you got your tickets. You can find O'Hare or Midway International Airports, over 1,100 daily flights, over 250 non-stop cities.
You can see the AVP League graphics, a little Miami Mayhem, or maybe you're a fan of the LA Launch.
La Launch?
Sounds very French. But let's take a look at where these athletes stand, because currently Billy Allen, Paul Lotman tied for 4th. Don't forget, you win a Heritage Series event, you are automatically into the league. That is what everybody is fighting for. The AVP like never before. We are having a full change where you're going to see a team dynamic come into play. It's going to be a women's team and a men's team partnered as maybe the La Launch put together. But Billy Allen, Paul Lotman are sitting in a pretty good position. You can guarantee they want to improve, though.
Oh, yeah. Everybody wants to be in the league. They want to find themselves with that opportunity to earn money and certainly glory for their side. 8 different cities with teams across America. We'll have a ton of stops for you. Tickets and venues being announced next week. Can't wait.
Another swing into the angle. Connole owns that one.
Yeah, he's had a couple of winners there. Lotman with sort of a spread block to start. Take a look at his arms. Just a late push. He's a little behind it. He might have gotten it going a moment earlier.
They stay on Billy Allen. Oh, I was hoping he was going to get a little extra something on that one. He had a lot of line to work with.
Yeah, Connole jumped out of the line into the angle. You know, Billy's gone high a couple times. I think they were trying to bait him into hitting that same shot, because you saw the movement, the jump in from the block and the move over from the defender.
High set. Billy Allen with the left hand. Tight ball. Nice contortion of the shoulder to sneak it around the block of Peter Connole.
Yeah, it's a dislocation. Little known fact, Billy Allen can get out of a straitjacket.
Start calling him Houdini. Miss serve there. Billy Allen, Paul Lotman have found themselves in the Contenders bracket. They beat the 24 seed. And then the 8th seed of Field and Baumgren. That was a great start for them, and then fell to Brunner and Crab, the #1 seed.
Up and over, off speed, Billy, 5-1.
We've talked often about simplicity, and Billy Allen is showcasing that right now, even working to the left side of the court.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating to play against Billy Allen when his shots are on, because he's just going to chop you up constantly. Mentioned his court vision earlier. It just allows him to pick and choose his spots. He's done well so far. That ball down the middle for an ace.
For Paul Lotman. For Paul, that's ace #1. And that'll take us to timeout #1, team timeout #1 from Connole and Roschitz, 16-11.
There's a look back at the ace, right down the middle for Paul Lotman. This guy can get on a tear from the service line.
This is the Gooder match of the day. Gooder.
Billy Allen, Paul Lotman, you can see there's the shoulder and a little bit of that motion from the right side for Billy Allen.
And a relaxed form in the box.
They're bouncing like this low, yeah. So you got it, cross. Go on, big guy. Yeah, I was saying like go up, call it.
This is the Manhattan Beach Open. You win it, you get your name up on the pier. Also, if you win the Manhattan Beach Open, you are in to the league, the inaugural AVP League. Going from the 3rd weekend in September to the 2nd week in November, 9 straight weeks going all over the country. We've got 8 teams of Palm Beach Passion.
Stands are packed here on our stadium court coverage. You get a glimpse into the mic'd up boxes too. One of the epic developments here on the AVP. You get all the insights, all the adjustments from these athletes real time. A chance to see into the minds of some of the greatest to play the game. Little Dallas Dream for you, or is it the Brooklyn Blaze? You better get ready to find your gear because these teams are coming your direction this fall. I like the Dallas Dream. Throw a volleyball into it. Why not?
You're a fan of volleyball-based logos? iDig. Are you a big fan of iDig? From way back in the day, the pink one?
Oh, yeah.
There's another tough serve.
Slapped up from Paul Lotman and sent back down. Nice transition.
That's a technical little play right there when you're retreating to, with one hand, not only take the pace off of it, but also he directed it just to his right for Billy Allen, who's standing right there.
Paul Lotman named best server by Volleyball Mag last season. And also the most underrated in 2022. That feels appropriate. Paul Lotman going up against him and hangs the hands. Delay block and add it to the stat sheet.
Well, Lotman and Allen were talking about this blocking matchup right here against Connole when they were in the box. He said, feel like you're really close. It's not going high over the net. You're just about to get a hold of him. They were talking about the hard-driven ball, but here they get a hold of him in a different sense. We'll see if he goes back to swinging hard as they serve Connole again.
Right back to that sideline. And Connole winning the one-on-one.
It's 12-18.
Yeah, it's a brisket push.
That's
PC winner.
Quite literally mano-a-mano.
Hey, I'm a dad now. There's something different about it.
Out of the middle for Lotman. Quick feet for both these defenders. And it's just mean. When you got somebody like Billy Allen, he's just kind of chipping and chopping around the block.
Super annoying.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, super annoying. How would you describe Billy Allen? Super annoying.
To play against.
Yeah. Otherwise, great
Finish
dude.
the sentence.
Otherwise, great dude. That ball is wide. This is a dominant first set.
Yeah, they're running away with this.
20-12.
Paul Lotman, Billy Allen, both with some titles to their name. It is a set point for the 9 seed.
Yeah, efficient in this set thus far.
The question is, does Manhattan Beach like that play or not? Because it was dead silent in the stands.
No, what they hated yesterday was a couple of overhand serve receptions. That's what they hated yesterday. That they don't mind too much.
It's an educated audience.
They'd have to hate Sarah Sponsel if they hated that play.
Oh, no. And the finisher for set 1, and a happy birthday to Sarah Sponsel as of yesterday. Hope to see her back out on the beach. She's been training indoors professionally. Here's a look at your set point, Paul Lotman and Billy Allen. I mean, did they even have an error?
No, that was a very efficient performance in set number 1. Just kind of lethally efficient. Every time they got an opportunity to convert, they managed to do so. And that can be just so demoralizing when your opponent hits 800 against you. Yeah, they worked on Allen. Remember, we said Allen coming in was hitting 277. Well, he hit 900 in the first set.
Those are storybook numbers for Allen and Lotman. Had to get another little rider lingo in there for you before we head to set 2.
How about a little magic, huh?
Yeah, baby, that is right. It is time. Ladies and gentlemen, I could not be happier to be right here, right now.
We're in Austin, Dallas, Texas, for San Diego. Get involved and have a reaction out here.
More volleyball than ever before on the AVP. We are at the start of the season, and it's the Manhattan Beach Open. Billy Allen, Paul Lotman find the error to start set 2, but first set belonged to them. There's no question about it.
That's the first miss by Billy Allen.
Facing off against Roschitz and Connole. This is a Contenders bracket matchup, fighting to stay alive here at the Granddaddy. Miss from the service line, maybe a bit behind him?
Yeah, I think it faded a little to the left, too. The only closed chain skill in the game. You initiate the action, you complete it, so you have no one to blame but yourself. Oh, nice read by Allen.
Checks down. Right over the top, the hold from Roschitz. You gotta love that as a defender, but sometimes it's just a hair too long.
Well, that was about as good as it can get. Billy Allen with this shot here. Right over the fingertips and just out of the reach of the defender. Mentioned that Billy Allen has written a number of books as he serves again here. He did write a Coach Your Brains Out book as that joust is won by his teammate.
Except for he's also in the net violation.
Okay, so it goes the other way. But the Inner Night, if you want to train and compete like a champion, check that one out. I've read Good Blood. That's a good one. I still have Dark Blood sitting in my stack of to read.
Sounds like you need a Kindle.
Well, some of these are available on Kindle. They all are. Requiem for House Octavian is his latest.
A little fantasy in your life.
Acer. Well, that's my wheelhouse growing up. Little Dragonlance. You wouldn't know what that is, Cam.
Nope.
Nor should you.
Great start here for Connole and Roschitz. Find themselves the 1-point lead in the second. You got to clear the mechanism against this team of Allen and Lotman. quicker set. And the on-two for Paul Lotman and Billy Allen. Love pushing the tempo. Especially in transition. I like that they just gave us a super slow-mo of Billy Allen's walk.
It's a good walk.
And a few errors. This is more errors on the side of Lotman and Allen than we saw pretty much the entire first set. Billy Allen, Paul Lotman, living in different locations. You mentioned Allen all the way up at Stanford. Paul Lotman residing in San Diego alongside wife Lane.
Again, that high line working. I love the way Billy puts a little vertical into his arm swing to push that thing. Puts a lot of top spin on it so it finds the sand in a quick manner.
Over left.
Big jump and a better swing. You gotta have some deception in your game as an attacker on the beach.
Just raw power. I would go raw power and height, Cam. But that's kind of my solution to everything.
Changing up, they're gonna work on Paul Lotman.
I think it's the first on-two option we've seen taken by Allen and Lotman. That's going to be strength of serve. In our previous match, I think the strength of serve from Simo and Van Winkle really took away the option for Cheng and Hughes to have a lot of on-twos. They were off balance quite a bit in reception.
Strong serve again from Paul Lotman. Throws those hands down, and Roschitz continues to go a little bit more cross-body back towards that line.
Now, Roschitz, pretty dynamic attacker. Gets up at the point of attack here. And just on that last set, I notice the wind has picked up quite a bit. It's coming in from the southwest corner of the stadium and wavering that ball kind of mid-court. There's a push to the outside. That one missed. But that is one of Paul Lotman's capabilities as coming from the indoor game to hit that faster set to the pin. He's seen a lot of those in his volleyball reps.
Yeah, they like to run that tempo offense. That time maybe just a bit too quick for Lotman. Good lead from Lotman. But these two not necessarily having a ton of time spent on the court together as of recent. Residing in two different locations, still able to find themselves on the court and be on the same page. That's a heck of a swing from Peter Connole. He is unafraid of the block in front of him.
Remember, this is a contenders bracket matchup, so you have to swing for your life. If you lose this one, your day, your weekend is over.
And a second one. They're trying to go after the depth on Paul Lotman, but it is not working in their favor right now. They got to keep that ball in the court.
Well, that might be part of the win, too. Sometimes the wind can push the ball down. Sometimes the ball can kind of carry it. Looked to me like that one caught a little extra push at the end of its journey. Lefty. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Cameron. How are your toes? Smashed?
Great to see Roschitz with a little lefty going full with the ambidextrousness.
Go, 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 go. No.
Working the short serve now. Billy Allen is all over it. Once more, a little matrix and tumble gets him a point.
Yeah, it was a little Matrix.
It was
just a little.
He didn't go full Keanu, just half Keanu.
That was more like that imitator on Instagram. Have you ever seen the guy who looks like Keanu? That was more that. They've executed that quite well a couple of times, though, where they're showing and taking, where Billy Allen's just making that run to the line. They've had, I think, 3 opportunities now in this match because of that. That one stuck down the line.
I mean, Connole has got quite the arm swing. He's walked away with several highlights already in this matchup, even considering that first set.
Interesting story for him. Grew up in Southern California first and then ended up moving to Florida and taking up basketball as his primary sport. But very similar to Trevor Crabb, just kind of never lost that love for the game and ended up coming back to it after his basketball career concluded. And he was an athletic trainer for a little while for both volleyball teams there at West Florida. And just decided he wanted to get back into the game.
Glad he did. He's putting on a show right now in the second set. Pops that up, pulling off the net. And drops the elbow.
It is 11-9. Great rebound.
Could this be another third set on our stadium court? We started the day. Cloth and Nuss picked up their first win of our Saturday coverage, going to 3. The second, it was Savvy Sumo and Abby Van Winkle, a 3-set win.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Cameron. We're going to be here until 8:30 at night if this trend continues.
I mean,
You'll be like the solstice or something.
I was going to say, does the party really start while the sun's still up? Into the technical timeout, just a 1-point differential.
Is that the 4th t-shirt that you've coined now?
I don't know, man. There's a few. I do like to make my own gear, so why not?
That's right. If you go to a Rams game this year, you'll see Cameron Irwin featuring her own gear. That's 80-foot tall Cameron Irwin. That's a larger Cameron.
A look at what's coming up here on Stadium Court from one stadium to the next. We've got Dahlhauser, Drost, Brewster, and Dietrich. I almost said Friend. It just became so quick. But Kyle Friend will be serving as the coach for Brewster and Dietrich. The 16 seed, another men's contenders bracket matchup. We'll have the #1 seed coming up after that. They have resided on the winner's side of the bracket. It's a men's quarterfinal as Theo Brunner and Trevor Crabb stayed together and showed up to wear that #1 seed. They will face off against a red-hot Caldwell and Cook, who took down Bourne and Wilcox, one of the many teams that split up on the men's side. As you look to the draw now, the 6 seed Dahlhauser draw Smith and Weber. They've had a fantastic weekend. They now find themselves in the contenders bracket. Bongren and Field have now been eliminated. Benish and Partain, just 2 sets played in each of their matches in day 1. No one scored more than 18 points against Benish and Partain in the first day of play.
For Peter Connole and Stephen Roschitz.
Meanwhile, fighting to stay alive right now, Peter Connole and his partner, Stephen Roschitz. Gosh, that's a high contact point from Lotman. Attacking out of the middle, and it serves him well, creating some space.
Another change of direction, right? He's leaning to his left here. He changed his direction back to the right. Watch him here. He's going to attack the ball, jump to his left, turn it back to the right. Nice crisp contact to keep that spin on it and put the ball in.
Back set.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty.
And a missed contact. You can hear that off the hand of Allen.
A little chunky.
A little chunky.
I prefer smooth. Jif, actually.
Same.
If you're going to eat something that's terrible for you, just go for the Jif all the way.
I'm just hoping my acai bowl has some peanut butter in it later today.
Yeah.
Nice pickup. Tight ball, and Lotman just went fishing.
Hope he took Randy Stoklos with him.
Question is, what are they fishing for?
Well, Stokey likes to go out for that tuna. He says he hasn't been out on any deep sea adventures lately. He's just been doing a little shore fishing. That's his favorite pastime now. Many-time AVP champion.
I recently was fishing for some conch and grouper in the Bahamas. We were successful. A little spear fishing, you know.
Spear fishing, excellent.
A little lobster hunting.
Court #2 at Well, scheduled for 12 o'clock. It'll be a little bit later than that, but not a lot of rest for the weary here on Survival Saturday.
Get a chance to see some of the great names in the AVP League. Kevin, who would you want to play for?
Who would I want to play for? I'm going to go retro. Big fan of Miami Vice and Ferrari Testarossa. I'm going to go Palm Beach Passion.
You knew there had to be some pastels for the Miami team.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's perfect. It's like something out of GTA or something. It's perfect. I love it. I can't wait for the league. September to November, it's going to be outstanding to keep that summer going, see the top flight beach volleyballers on the planet continuing to ply their trade.
And it's going to be a unique dynamic, right? You'll get a chance to see some of the best in the world playing alongside one another in terms of a men's team and a women's team being partnered on the same franchise. So you'll get a little extra help in terms of the coaching from one team to the next.
Yeah, I want it to feel a lot like USAV Brazil back in the day.
Oh my goodness, Paul Lotman with the stuffy.
Well, if the rally's going to start somewhere, you'd like it to start with easy points. Stuffs and aces is how you can really get your side rolling.
Hey, and if you're in the contenders bracket, you want to get done in 2 sets because you got to get some work throughout the rest to get your way back to the winner's side. Fighting for spots potentially into the semifinals.
Not sure what Paul Lotman saw there, that he took his right hand down. I think if he had 2 hands up, he might have gotten that one, but perhaps he thought Connole was going to push the ball to the outside. He was trying to wrap around the left side of it.
Snaps it cross court. Late move from Roschitz. Tries to find the Connole angle.
Space was open, but this was super sharp.
I enjoyed the conversation from Mark Sherman to introduce all 4 of these athletes, saying that Rochitz was going to be a new dad. Turns out just a dog dad. He is engaged. Poor guy. Scared to death by Mark Sherman. Angle!
It's the highlight of Mark's weekend right there.
He thought he had a pregnancy announcement going. That would be a great way to do it.
Well, we've had marriage proposals before, so why not a pregnancy announcement?
That's fair.
Yeah, a gender reveal. Let's put up some smoke, and hopefully we won't burn down a forest or something. Odds are it would be okay, but gender reveals have gotten a bit out of hand.
Back set, and it's a thing of beauty.
Such a good turn, just does get the edge of the line, 13-16.
Lotman and Allen, back 3 here.
It's a Big West connection. Long Beach and CSUN. Some time ago, far in the rearview mirror for those 2 gentlemen.
Quiet platform for Roschitz.
Using the block, Roschitz.
But a loud swing off the block. Kevin Barnett, you said don't jinx it, but here we are. This is looking like it might be going the direction of Connole and Roschitz.
I think it's your fault.
You would blame me. Side set. You don't want to see that. Tough. You get the recycled play back out. Send the next one wide. Connole and Roschitz are starting to slow down Lotman a bit on that outside attack. A little bit of a higher set and a change in approach.
Well, there's some indoor power for you. You don't get along on the indoor side for years as you did with Paul Lotman without some power. Looking at set 1, remember Billy Allen hit that Titanic 909. Lotman hit 600. Allen now 273 and Paul Lotman at 0. That ball's over.
Overpass still didn't go down. You got to have that.
Too many errors. Cameron, your prediction is coming true.
19-14.
Safe to say this is more than a bit lopsided. 21-12, now sitting at 19-14 in the second. Ace serve!
And it is set points for Connole.
You know this Manhattan Beach crowd is not going to be disappointed heading to a third. Can he find another? Instead, it's the top of the net.
We'll switch sides at 15-20.
Now it's just a little bit more about management. Billy Allen, Paul Lotman switch to the other side of the net. Do you try and put a little something together here, or do you just look to the third?
Hey, you always want to win every point. You'd love to get a couple of points leading in. I'm just checking out the stats, trying to decide who you serve if you're Billy Allen and Paul Lotman.
Nice high poke. And even that one getting away from him. The errors were just too many on the side of Lotman and Allen. We're going to three for the third time today.
Steadier play from Roschitz and Connole, but a lot of errors on the other side. Is it the exact correct diagnosis there, Dr. Irwin?
We've been giving out a few PhDs this weekend. Dr. Irwin, Dr. Crab. As they work through the coin toss here, figuring out exactly who will take what side and serve. The wind is definitely a bit breezier than it was yesterday. Flags coming in a bit heavier on our stadium court.
Yeah, it certainly is stronger, and it is coming a little bit from the south. So the good side is going to be to the right on your screen, serving into that corner. We saw a lot of corner-to-corner action. So if you're on the indoor side, it'd be area 5 to area 5, if you're familiar with that. So from left back to left back. And there are the flags. They're humming already.
The crowd enjoying the breeze, though, keeping things nice and cool. Winner of this matchup will face off against Corey and Alison, the 10 seed, who took down Bourne and Wilcox in the Contenders bracket in just 2 sets played.
Yeah, Bourne and Wilcox were a team that I had pegged to really matter, and they're not going to make it past this morning.
No, but I do think they had an impressive weekend just in terms of this draw and the number of teams in it. As you look to the stats from sets 1 and sets 2, rather even.
Yeah, rather even in the overall. If I look at just set 2, Connole hit 667. Roschitz hit 100. So do you go after him? I mean, he had 10 attempts, 4 kills, and 3 errors. So I think you might find yourself going after Steven to start this set. And certainly you have ample choices based on the errors in that second set if you're serving Allen and Lotman. Lotman ended in negative territory there. 11 attempts, 2 kills, 3 errors. I think if you're Billy Allen and Paul Lotman, you feel like it's on your side. You don't feel out of control. And on the other side, I think the more aggressive they can be from the service line, the better. And the more aggressive they continue to be at the net, the better. They've had a lot of good kills. Have only been stopped a few times, and not recently by the block of Paul Lotman.
I think the biggest difference maker here in set 3 could obviously be limiting the errors for Billy and Paul, but also can Paul Lotman's block become more of a factor in this third set? Can he slow down Connole in terms of some of those hard-driven attacks? As we are now set, who will survive and move on this Contenders Saturday? They go right after Paul to start off. He went full flying squirrel, and that ball is down. Paul Lotman finds the first.
Looking at some of the other scores, Chase Buttinger and Miles Evans, who were nearly out yesterday. They are in a Contenders bracket matchup with Hagen Smith and Logan Weber. Buttinger and Evans, the Olympians, leading 1-0. They are tied at 6-6 in the second. And then Kylie DeBerg and Haley Harwood, who we saw yesterday early on, take a loss. They are facing off with Kelly Cheng and Sarah Hughes, who just lost. Cheng and Hughes are leading 18-12 in first set action there. Still so much happening on the outer courts.
I mean, that's a quick turnaround, too, for Kelly Cheng and Sarah Hughes. You're right back out on the sand. And actually, sometimes that can serve you.
Well, when you have those big fields, field of 32, we have to rip through matches here. We started with 16 teams per gender.
Off the chest of Billy Allen. Oh, he needed the highlight. Almost like a little bit to the style of Brazil. You watch beach volleyball in the Olympics. It's pretty impressive. But the 32-team draw, one of the most iconic tournaments in the sport of beach volleyball. This is considered the granddaddy. The Masters, if you will, as that's one way to try and cover. I wouldn't suggest trying to do it with your face.
Paul Lotman getting this one right back in his nose. I hate that. See if Paul Lotman unloads on the next ball. I would. If I got hit in the face, I just hit the ball, go full red. Full red, swing at it.
He's not going to have the opportunity to on this one.
No, Billy Allen's going to chop you instead.
I mean, there's a cut, and then there's a shortcut, which is what we saw from Billy Allen. He even had the defender in front of him, but still takes enough pace off.
It's a deli shave.
A little pastrami for you.
There you go.
Lotman looking for the ball here.
Here we go, 3-2. Lotman at the line.
Tough serve through the middle.
Line over.
Roschitz, you don't even know what arm to block. How do you deal with somebody like that?
It's a good question. I'm not quite certain how you deal with somebody like that, other than you take his right arm most of the time, and if he can successfully execute the left hand, just let him have it. I mean, Lotman's not in a bad spot there.
Quick arm, and to your point, next swing sends it.
Yeah, I think Paul is an elite attacker as an indoor player. That doesn't go away. I think sometimes come to the beach and concentrate so much on developing those shots and get away from some of that raw attacking power that you still have. Seen it from Reed Pretty. We'll see it from Ryan Wilcox later. There's another block repaying the favor.
And that's what I'm looking for Lotman. If he can get a beat on some of this attack from Connole, this could be the biggest difference maker here in set 3.
Both players blocking it right back on the other. Oh, that ends up being an excellent set.
Set once again, Roschitz with the 1-on.
Such a center scoop right there by Billy Allen. So smooth. Off the contact, Billy just lays that platform out there calm, even though his body is doing all the adjustments, spinning through the sand with his feet right there. Platform stays calm, lays it a little bit towards the net for Paul to get an approach. That's the challenge there. When you're scrambling off, is how much do you pull the ball towards the net for your partner?
Scramble plays working in favor of Allen and Lotman. That one nearly hits. Good control from Lotman at the net. How about the hang time?
And the control. Nice shot, Steve.
Paul Lotman married to Jasmine. I got 3 kids in tow. Lane, Link, and Leaf. I had to mention it. We're going back to the alliteration.
Could be in the league.
Simple footwork for Paul Lotman. And it's the right hand this time.
Well, there you get a look at the dynamicism of Steven Rochitz here. The ability to come back off of that play and attack it after it rattles through his partner. No hesitation. He knows that ball popped up anywhere near the net, and he's in a position to get a good approach.
Right on the platform, 2 steps to the right for Lotman. No net love for Lotman.
So Lotman's hitting struggles Are they coming back here in the third set is the question.
I believe the score is 6-6 here.
There it is. It's been updated.
Getting you sorted through this third set.
Make it 7-6.
Bit more of an inside set there for Billy Allen. 7-6, Connole and Roschitz now have the advantage. Again, the winner moving on to face Evan Corey and Alex Owen.
And the loser's going home. Or at least up Manhattan Beach Boulevard. Grab some lunch.
Need to get you back over here. Lead or 7-8.
Pinkies up for Billy Allen.
Coming up after this match, we'll stay in the contenders bracket on the men's side.
We'll have more coming your direction here for the Manhattan Beach Open. Phil Dahlhauser, the Thin Beast, will be taking stadium court alongside Avery Drost. Get a chance to see Phil Dahlhauser potentially looking for yet another Manhattan Beach title. 7 to his name, over 100 career wins for the Thin Beast.
Every match,
Philip
especially on Survival
Dahlhauser.
Saturday, very important as teams look for ranking points.
One of the goats of this sport. Everyone hanging out on the Manhattan Beach Pier. It's going to be standing room only. Shortly, you can check it out. Find yourself a spot.
Yeah, it's an excellent scene. We have the AVP 360, which overlooks not only stadium, but courts 1 and 2 on the other side, where the pier borders on the far end of that. One of the best setups on the AVP.
Better bring your sunscreen.
I did. Thanks, Cam.
From the tech, they stay on Lotman. I like it. Go back to what you know works. The heavy arm from Lotman.
Well, you notice what they've done, too. They prearranged some offense here. They had Lotman 2 attacks ago, pushed out to the left side. They ran some tempo to the pin. Then they moved him over to the right. And this time, not quite as much push to the pin. Ran it inside a little bit. They're really trying to vary the point of attack for Paul to get him going and get out from in front of the block of Connole.
Set inside, and that yet again is blocked back. Paul Lotman starting to take over.
Yeah, Paul with a nice read there, getting down to the hitter, and last second adjusting over to the right-hand side with his hands.
That ball in the chest. Way to make something of it. Roschitz takes that from the chest and still finds the side out.
Well, change of direction. We saw it earlier with his partner taking it cross body. Here he does the same thing. Lotman took that kind of short side with the momentum of the hitter going to the right. Instead, it was a full cutback.
Big swing again. Paul Lotman is not looking to shoot at this point in the match. And can you blame him?
Not when you have that arm.
Climbing now here in this third set. He has now reached 444 for his hitting efficiency in this third set alone. Billy Allen, -200.
So why is Lotman getting any swings?
It's time for a change.
Overline. Shot, no!
Won't quite make it over in the lead, back out to 2. Allen, Lotman, 10-8.
This feels like it's starting to run away from him, but at the same time, it's only a 2-point game.
Well, you're going to have to play clean here, right? That's what cost them in the second set. That's why they had the score run up on them in the way they did, Allen and Lotman, because they're making too many errors. If they play clean here, they're going to stay in the tournament. And just like that. Dirty.
Jinxed.
You blaming me?
Yes, I'm blaming. You
All right.
blamed me earlier.
Sorry, Billy. Sorry, Janelle.
We did see Janelle Allen in the mix. Fun to hang and see her playing a little volleyball. Her kid on the sidelines. Side set.
That's when it's great to have a setter as a partner, right? There's such a long lineage of terrific college setters who become beach professionals. Ricky Ludi's, Karch Karai.
Misty May.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of her.
It was fun to listen to Misty at the Olympics, giving good insights. Short serve, he stayed on the ground.
Oh,
good push.
Yeah, agreed.
My mouth, Kevin Barnett.
Say it with us.
That's when you know you've been working together for a while.
Yep.
And so have these duos. Nice pushback from Paul Lotman. And then it's the opposite side. Full detonation. Roschitz.
Oh, that was a tough serve to the corner here.
Go over, left.
Big block, Billy Allen.
Yes!
That was a half jump from Billy.
Hey, listen, Paul Lotman's played a lot of middle back in his day. He's got some defensive chops to fall back on. Not just a big arm.
What's the over-under on Billy Allen blocks in this matchup?
0.
Line.
Waiting for it. Went with the split block. Tried to close down on that angle.
Yeah, he's gone with a lot of split blocks. I think he's had more success when he's not split blocking, when he's showing and taking versus splitting.
Coach Kevin Barnett up in the booth. Let's get you down on the sand, man.
Yeah, some people wish I'd take responsibility and actually coach. It's true. Salima Rockwell, you hear me. Well, that one hung up in the wind. That was tough. That was all wind.
It's spinning like a carousel. Yikes.
Well, Paul Lotman got under it, and then the wind pushed it back out in front of him.
Not the time you want to see a double contact.
Yeah, you saw a look on his face. He knew it was out of position when he contacted it.
12 up. Here we go. A race to 15. Here we go. Lotman and Allen just 2 points away from moving on in the contenders bracket. Connole and Roschitz. A little bit of trouble. Little gut check here for these two teams. Lotman had a standing serve on the opposite side of the court. It looked like he was about ready to take off there. Timeout called. I mean, you have to go for it from the service line, right?
I think on that side, yeah, and I would even move over to the left and go that corner to corner, try and catch as much wind as I could. You know, Paul's contact point, Paul's power, ability to locate the ball. I would really like that if I was playing with Paul. Tell him to get back there and go for it. Hit it with confidence.
Connole and Roschitz trying to figure out what the defensive scheme will look like. Alan Lotman with the serve.
You're still going to block that side. Yeah. His comeback needs to do it. Yeah. If he hits that.
Paul Lotman saying he's going to hit it middle.
I'm there. I'm with you. I'm not releasing.
Yeah, big moment here. At 13-12, you can pick up an ace or put the team off balance. 14-12, you're all but assured of taking the victory. You certainly put it in your control.
Well, especially with Lotman at the service line. He's already dialed up an ace or two in this matchup. Guarantee that guy right there is cheering for the Austin Aces. When's the last time you saw a cowboy hat in the South Bay?
When Pierce was walking around, our ops guy.
True. Lotman with the serve and the 1 point lead. You knew he was going middle.
Left.
Roschitz with a slapper.
First to two moves on.
Must win by 2.
I'd serve Billy Allen right now.
How about right down the middle? Connole and Roschitz, after the ace, have a match point opportunity.
Oh, now you go right back to the middle again. Maybe even short. Short middle might be open.
Will he leave him looking again? Right back to the middle. It's Billy Allen. Some tempo, but it's dug. Tight ball. The swipe. 14 all.
In overtime.
How about some more volleyball, Kevin Barnett?
Yeah, we've had a lot of overtime, a lot of three-setters to start the day. Competition in play on Stadium.
Billy Allen, chance to serve, play some down defense. That hurts. Roschitz, Connole, another shot. Match point again. They go right back to Billy Allen. From the left. Simple, clean. That ball is down. That's in the sand. And interesting, they put Roschitz up at the net as the blocker.
Right, split block. Yeah, Roschitz 6'2", you know, a little bit different look.
Connole and Roschitz had 2 chances at a match point. Now tied up 15 all. Lotman standing at the service line. Standing float or a little jumper here.
The Laura Ludwig.
Late with the block.
Off the edge of the block. Another match point.
Number 3 for Connole and Roschitz.
Roschitz got to go for it. He's in the wind here. He's been hitting the jumper fairly well. He's been hitting high and spinning down. Maybe drive it a little.
Oh, another.
Maybe drive it a little less.
Yeah, maybe a little less drive. That was number 3. I was ready for 3rd time's the charm. Come on. Roschitz is sent back to the sand yet again. Paul Lotman, Kevin Barnett. I said it was going to be the block.
Match point for Billy
Match point
Paul.
on the opposite side for the first time. It's Allen and Lotman with a shot to survive. Will it be the block? It is! Match to Allen and Lotman.
And that'll do it. (18-16) is set number 3.
Paul Lotman ends up being the X factor with 6 blocks on the match, none bigger than those last 2. The Olympian and the author stay in Manhattan Beach.
Connole and Roschitz had a very solid tournament, but ended up coming up against way too tough of a team. Allen and Lotman, man, they trailed for what felt like most of that 3rd set, but ultimately it was that block of Paul Lotman that was the key.
Yeah, it's a nice rally moment. Billy Allen relaxed throughout. But Lotman, you know, he had those reads early on that he was just missing. The ball was sneaking underneath him. A rainstorm, monster block of the day, ends up being a big reach. There were some good moves that Paul got a bead on the hitter, on the tendencies. And in the end, the flex down and the victory.
Epic celebration for those two. From one fantastic blocker to the next, we'll have Phil Dahlhauser. He's already starting to get warmed up on Stadium Court. The Manhattan Beach fan base is stoked and ready to see one of these giants and one of these legends of the game take Stadium Court. But these two will be continuing on. It's Alison and Evan Corey, their next competitor. You can check out all the action on Bally Live. We're so thrilled to have you with us throughout our 2nd day of coverage. So let's walk back through this as all the little ones show up.
The
for
Groms.
Paul Lotman.
All the Groms.
The real coaches here, let's be honest. But Kevin Barnett, so impressive to see how these two teams came out. It was pushed all the way to the 3rd set. What impressed you the most?
Well, listen, set 1 was an efficiency story. Billy Allen hit 900. He came in hitting 277. If you add near 700 points to your total, you're generally going to be successful. And then it was a battle of blocking late. You said it would be that. They thought that was going to be the end right there. That mistake from Allen and Lotman, but they rallied behind the block of Paul Lotman, who spent a lot of the match just trying to get a bead on both of the other attackers and dialed it in for the win.
Not much time for celebration, as these two will have yet another match. But there's a look at the thin beast, Phil Dahlhauser, playing alongside Avery Drost. A different point in his career, but he's ever the entertainer. Chance to see one of the best attackers, one of the best setters, one of the best in the game. Coming up next, Dahlhauser Drost, Brewster, and Dietrich. It's the 6 versus the 16. We've got more coming here from our stadium court coverage. Don't go anywhere.